Зарим үзэгчтэй ингээд инхөглөө шууд нэвтрүүлэг маань ярилцлагын цагаар өргөжлөн үзэгч та бүхэнд хүрч байна. Тэгэхээр өнөөдрийнхөө ярилцлагаар бид бүхэн бас та бүхэнтэйгээ бас нэг маш их сонирхолтой зочныг уулзаж байна. Ингээд та бүхэнтэй би зочноо танилцуулъя. Тэгэхээр манай өнөөдрийн инхөглөө нэвтрүүлэгт за Герман улсын иргэн харилцааны сэтгэл зүйч багш мэргэжилтэй зам хөгжимчин Olaf Gersbacher оролцож байгаа юм аа. Тэгэхээр мэдээж хэрэг өнөөдрийн энэхүү ярилцлагаа эхлүүлэхийн өмнө бас энэ хүнийг тодорхой хэмжээнд та бүхэндээ танилцуулах нь зөв зүйтэй болов уу гэж бодож байна. Тэгэхээр Olaf Gersbacher гэдэг энэ хүн бол анх 2006 онд бол одоо Монголд ирж байсан. За ер нь бол одоо Монголд маш их илэгтэй ийм хүн байгаа. За учир нь юу вэ гэхээр энэ хүн бол бас нийт 9 жилийн туршаас Монгол хүнтэй харилцсан. Тийм ч учраас бас Монгол улс болоод Монгол хүний талаар маш их олон зүйлийг мэддэг ийм хүн байгаа юм аа. Тэгээд зун болгоны амралтаараа бас Монголд марш ирж ингэж амрах дуртай ийм хүн байгаа. Тэгээд өнөөдөр энэ хүнийг өрсөн гол шалтгаан бол бас энэ хүний нэг талаас одоо Германд хийж байгаа ажил хөдөлмөр, за нөгөө талаас бас энэ хүний одоо сонирхон тоглодог Didgeridoo хэмээхэд гайхалтай сонирхолтой энэ хөө өвөрмөц хөгжмийн талаар бас бид хүн ярилцахыг зорьсон юм аа. Ингээд танд өнөөдрийн мэндийг хүргэе, бид бүхний урилгыг хүлээн авч хүрэлцэн ирсэн танд маш их баярлалаа.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to seize the moment to show my big passion, the Didgeridoo, and to talk about my views about Mongolia, because I love Mongolia and my wife comes from Mongolia. We are married now for 9 years, and I plan to live in Mongolia in some years. We bought a nice land at Tavelch and we want to settle down here.
Тэгэхээр таны хувьд бол Монголд бас нэлээд хэд удаа ирсэн. За 2006 оноос хойш бол удаа дараалан бол амрагт олондоо ингэж ирсэн гэж сонссон. Тийм болохоор зэрэг ер нь Монгол орн, Монгол хүний талаар та ямар сэтгэлдэлтэй, ямар бодолтой байдаг вэ? Эндээс өнөөдрийнхөө яриаг эхлүүл болох уу?
Yes, I came now the third time to Mongolia, and in the 7 years, I think, between the first and the third time, that changed a lot. I had the impression the first time everything was very much towards communism still, and it reminded me on East Germany. In East Germany you have the same houses, the same flats, the same style of conversation, and very much the same, because in East Germany was communism a long time, and this changed completely. I see now some old flats, but many new houses and flats, and the styles of people, the clothing, the talking changed also.
Монголд одоо анх удаа энэ хөгжмийг авчирсан хүн нь та. За мөн удаас энэ хөгжмийн талаар анх удаа бидэнд танилцуулж байгаа хүн та юм аа. Тийм учраас энэ хөгжмийн талаар бидэнд илүү тодорхой ярьж өгөөч. Didgeridoo хэмээх энэ хөгжим бас хаанаас гарал үүсэлтэй юм бэ? Энэ талаар ярилцъя.
I think that's right. I am the first to show it to a big audience via television. I read in internet there is a festival in Gobi, Roaring Hoofs, and there was a ditch player from New Zealand, and quite successful he played. But I think, yes, I'm the first here to show it to a big audience. I had an instrument with me all the time, all the 3 times I came here, but now the first time a real instrument from wood from Australia. This instrument comes from Australia, from the northern part of Australia, and there's a little country owned by the Aboriginal people of Australia now, and they possess this instrument, you can say, historically, because only in northeast Arnhem Land, in North Australia, there are forests where termites, little white ants, eat the inside of the trunk of the tree, and they don't like sunlight, so they stay inside the instrument. It's not a musical instrument now, but they eat it out, and the Aborigines, they go into the woods, the forest, and they tap on the wood, tuk tuk tuk, and they listen, it's hollow, and if they are lucky and they know what they are doing, of course, they cut it and play it, test it, just like that. And if it sounds right, they take it home and they cut away the outside. But the inside is just like the animals, let it be. So it's very unique. Every instrument is unique.
Тэгвэл та яагаад энэ Didgeridoo хэмээх хөгжмийг сонирхож тоглох болсон юм бэ? Мэдээж хөгжмийн зэмсэг бүхэн бас тоглож байгаа хүндээ ямар нэгэн мэдрэмжийг төрүүлдэг шүү дээ. Тэгэхээр таны хувьд энэ хөгжмөөр бас хэдэн жил хичээлж байна? Энэ талаар нэрэж.
I play the Didgeridoo now for 14 years almost, and why I play it is maybe interesting because in my everyday work with people with autism, I explain later, I'm always on the run on the highway. I'm always driving many thousand kilometers every month and always stay in houses, teaching, sleeping, teaching, driving, and there's not much room for nature and for rest yourself, and you lose the connection of yourself sometimes. You just are working and working and you see only this, and the Didgeridoo bonds me with nature again. I also love to play it in nature. Also in Germany I walk on mountains with my instruments and play them, and this keeps me healthy and happy also, and I feel like I'm still in touch with the world and the nature.
Тэр түрүүхэн бол бас энэ хүү Didgeridoo хэмээх хөгжим маань Австралийн урд зүгээс гаралтай ийм хөгжим гэж ойлголоо л доо. Тэгэхээр ганц тэгвэл энэ Didgeridoo гэдэг энэ хөгжмийг Австралиас гадна дэлхийн бусад улс оронд одоо ер нь хэр мэддэг юм бэ? Энэ талаар ер нь одоо ямар нэгэн тэмцээн ч юм уу, уралдаан зохион байгуулагддаг уу?
Right. That's not a musical instrument for competition. There are competitions also amongst the Aboriginal people of Australia. They play and make a bit of a competition who is the best, but that's not the point. The point is you bond with yourself and with nature, as I said before. You do not play for being the best. You play for better reasons, other reasons. You ask about the painting. Every instrument is unique if you look at the traditional instruments. Modern instruments, they can be manufactured in a factory and look all the same. But that's also not the point. If you go deep into the traditional Aboriginal thing, what is my passion, you find every painting is also unique. There are almost not two Didgeridoos alike. Every painting and every color, every line has a meaning, and only the Aboriginal people know really what it means. For example, those 3 rings is the signature of the most famous Didgeridoo craftsman at the Aboriginal people. And here you see 2 kangaroos. The lines here mean who painted it and where the painting was made and to what tribe it belongs. And here I think it's the Burga. It's a big crane, a big bird, and I guess this should be a goanna. It's you see it animal crawling on the earth. So everything here has a meaning, and most you don't know what it means, but that's also not the point. You get the feeling of it.
Тэгэхээр Didgeridoo хөгжмийн бусад хөгжмийн зэмсгээс ялгарч байгаа гол зүйл нь бас юу ч гэдэг юм уу? Ер нь энэ хөгжмийг тоглож сурахад ер нь хэрэг хугацааг шаарддаг вэ? Хэр хэцүү байдаг вэ, тий? Одоо ингээд эндээс л харж байхад нөгөө манай Монголын цамын бүрээтэй маш их юм ойролцоо харагдаад байна л да. Тэгэхээр бас энэ хөгжмийн бусад хөгжмийн зэмсгээс ялгарч байгаа онцлог нь юу вэ? Энийг бас үлээж сурахад амьсгааны техник ч юм уу ямар зүйлийг хүүхнээс шаарддаг юм болов?
You asked before how many people in the world know about this instrument and do play it. It's a very small community of a little bit crazy people, but friendly and nice people also, of course. And if you go into the traditional didgeridoo playing, what is my thing, the community is even smaller. In the whole world, maybe some 1,000 people, and but they are very passionate about it. The other questions you asked is, this instrument is an earth instrument. You play it towards the earth. It comes from the earth, and to the Aboriginal people it's a very important part of their culture. They create the world and relive what they live every day through the playing. And if you understand their thinking and their religion, you can bond with it. You play like the wind. You play rhythms like the ocean comes back and forth, back and forth. You find so many parallels in nature. And that's what so many people in the modern world, the Western world, like about it. Not only the sound, but the feeling. One of my students said, whenever she takes her didgeridoo and plays it in home, she feels like she is in a bush, in the outland, or maybe in the Mongolian steppe, and feels that.
Didgeridoo. За тэгээд мэдээж бас манай үзэгчид өнөөдрийн энэ хөвгөлөө нэвтрүүлгээр тэгвэл Didgeridoo хэмээх бас энэ гайхалтай өрөм мөц сонин хөгжмийн талаар бас мэдээлэлтэй боллоо. Тэгэхээр магадгүй бас та бүхний таны мэдхэд багч гисэн зүйлийг одоо бас нэмэрлсэн байхаа гэдэгт итгэлтэй байна. Тэгвэл одоо бид бүхэн энэ хөгжмийн талаар нэлээд одоо юм хөөрхөн мэдлэгтэй болсон юм чинь бас үзэгчид маань энэ хөгжмийг тоглож одоо үзүүлэхийг хүсэж байгаа. Ямар яаж дуурдгийг маш сонирхож байгаа л да. Тийм болохоор зэрэг Didgeridoo хөгжмөө бас манай үзэгчдэд тоглож үзүүлээч гэж одоо хүсэж байна.
Let's play it.
Yes, before I play, I want to
Warm up.
Oh, no, that's okay now. I want to answer one of your questions I forgot. This instrument is often mistaken to be primitive because it's only a hollow wood. So therefore it should be easy to play. But you need long years of practice. You need to play every day, almost every day. And you need special techniques to play like the Aborigines do. The most famous but also difficult technique is the breathing, because the sound has to be fluent all the time. There has to be a fluent sound and you have to breathe according to this. I demonstrate. This means the sound is flowing, but you have to breathe in, but not stop the sound. And if you get better and you learned how to breathe, then you use your whole body to create first sounds and rhythms. And this can take many months. And to learn to play in musical layers, you have a bass, you have the middle frequencies, overtone melodies like the Mongolians. You have an octave above a sound, so bass, pumping, rhythm. Middle is the voice and overtone melodies. the whole body is in the thing, and you can play sounds above. I hope I hit it now because I not feel so warm, but it will maybe work.
За. Тэгэхээр бас нэлээ манай одоо цамын бүрээ гэж байдаг. Энэ хөгжмөнтэй бол одоо энэ бүрээтэй бол нэлээ адил ойролцоо юм дуу авыг гаргадаг ийм хөгжим юм байна. Тэгээд эхэндээ бол ингэ сонсоод байхад бол баг зэрэг одоо тийм юу дууралт нь сони юм шиг мөртлөө сонсоод байх юм бол бас нэлээ олон зүйлийг эндээс бол бас олж олмоор хайтайхан санагдаж байна. За тэгээд мэдээж та хөгжим сонирхдаг хүний хувьд бас тийм ээ Монголд ч гэсэн урд нь олоодаа ирсэн. Тэгэхээр Монголын уран бүтээлчдийн уран бүтээл дуу хөгжим бас ер нь сонсдог. Хэрвээ сонсдог бол хамгийн сонирхолтой нь юу байв? Юу таны анхаарлыг илүү татав?
The first time I came to Mongolia, I heard the first time Mongolian music, traditional and modern, and I almost immediately felt there are so many parallels in the overtone melodies, in the rhythms, in the whole feel of it. And I had the chance to play in a ger, and some people gathered, and an old woman sang long song, and I played to it, and it just fit, and it was a wonderful experience. And in this vacation, a woman, former professional singer, Mongolian singer, she sang and I played to it. You can see it on YouTube on my channel soon. It just fits, and the whole feeling is, to me, completely the same. It comes from people who are used to bond with nature. They are part of nature and not disconnected as we in Europe and maybe America.
Үми уртын дуу. Тэгэл яг хоо ялангуяас манай Монголын уртын дуу бол үнэхээр олон хүний анхаарлыг татсан бас юм гайхалтай урлагийн төрлөө. За тэгвэл бас энэ хөгжмөөс гадна тийм ээ таны бас Германдаа эрхэлдэг ажил бол бидний анхаарлыг нэлээд татсан, сонирхлыг маш их татлаа л да. Түрүүн бол хэрэгтэй харилцааны сэтгэл зүйч, за тэгээд дээрээс нь бол бас хүүхдүүдтэй нэлээд одоо тулж ажиллаж хичээлдэгэ гэж ингэ сонссон. Тэгэхээр та яг ямар хүүхдүүдтэй ажилдаг юм бэ?
Thank you also for interesting in what I do besides my passion. This is also a job for me. I'm making some money with it, but my everyday work is of course bigger, and I am a trainer. I train handicapped people, people with autism, children and teenagers, and they have big problems coping with everyday life situations, because people with autism, they are handicapped in a way. They live in their own world. They do not see a discussion like we have. They do not see your face like I see it, or they do not understand what means this tone in your voice, or you said a line and they understand something different. Maybe you say a joke and they get angry because they not really understand what you mean. There are very heavy forms of autism and lighter forms of autism, and they all came to my training, and I do it now for 20 years, and I may say I have invented it in Germany. I was the first trainer in Germany. It came from America, and I was the one in Germany who made it, and still I can say the inventor of many forms of therapy.
Тэгэхээр аутизм гэдэг энэ зүйл бол бас нэлээд дэлхийн нийтийн анхааралд байсан ирсэн. Үргэлж тэдний бол бас нэг асуултын тэмдэг болж үлдсэн ийм зүйл л дээ. Тэгэхээр бас Монголч гэсэн энэ талаар бол нэлээх ярьдаг. Тэгвэл аутизмтай хүүхдтэй гол харилцаж ажиллахдаа тэднийг хүмүүжүүлэхтэй болжлон юуг анхаарах хэрэгтэй юм бэ?
People with autism need at least two ways to approach. One is patience. If they do something that you cannot understand, they are in their world, and for them it's perfectly okay, and they do not understand if you yell at them and you shout and you say you cannot do that, you have to do now this and this. They cannot understand. They have to learn it by training, by a training like I do or some of my colleagues do. They can learn it, they are able to understand and learn, but it's like a foreign language to them. The second approach is they need guidance, they need somebody who tells them but not yells at them and not shouts at them. Do that, you have this time. Maybe they have to learn to read the clock, maybe they cannot read the clock. They have to learn every step. Maybe you are writing cards in their home. You pin the cards at the wall, and the cards tell them if they go to the bathroom in the morning, you have now to clean your teeth. Now you do that. Now you do that. And if you not make cards, you maybe have to say it to them, or they have to learn step by step how to cook a meal for themselves. So patience and guidance is, I think, most important.
Тэгвэл та бас их цагаа хүүхдүүдтэй ажиллаж өнгөрүүлдэг гэсэн үг. Тийм ч болохоор Монгол тэр хугацаанд бас Монголын хүүхд багчуудыг ажилласан байх. Энэ дээрээс бас магадгүй Германы хүүхд багчууд бас Монголын хүүхд багчуудыг харьцуулж үзсэн байх л та, ажилласан байх. Тэгэхээр энэ талаар бас хэрвээ боддог зүйл байвал бидэнд ярьж хэлж өгөөч.
In my opinion, there are many differences about the Mongolian children. We are talking not now about the handicapped, we are talking about normal people. Mongolian children and German children are not very much alike. In my opinion, Mongolian children are much more free to do what they want and how they want to do it. If I go to a restaurant everywhere in the city here, I see the parents, they not look all the time what are the children doing. They not restrict them. They just let them do. Sometimes they come and take away something or prevent something dangerous to happen, but most of the time the children play together and they are very naturally. And in Germany it's completely different. Maybe I see it too negative, but that's my opinion. They have to function, they have to obey many rules, they have to take care of everything, what they do and how they do it. And sometimes the parents are very strict and not very forgiving, not understanding. Also in my everyday work, some of my colleagues, I like them all, they are good in their work, but the most what they lack is to let things just happen naturally and to work with what happens. Yes, I think that's the main difference. Mongolian people can do what they want, like they want it. German people have many rules and they have to obey them.
Тэгвэл германчууд энэ хүүхдүүдийг хүмүүжүүлээд голчлон юунд дээр анхаард?
The main rules to obey: don't be loud, don't misbehave in the opinion of the parents and of the society. But it's not only the rules of the parents. Be clean, do everything by the book like we tell you. That's for autism, fine. But for not handicapped children, I think that's torture. Maybe it's hard to say that, but I feel it's a kind of torture. And but the whole society, I feel it like that in Germany, tells you how to behave, what to do, what not to do. Some rules are reasonable. especially the rules in car traffic. If you drive car in Mongol, in Ulaanbaatar, it's very funny for German eyes to see how they drive and do it all the time, and crazy sometimes for Germans. So there are rules that are reasonable, but here in Ulaanbaatar nobody tells you not to park there and not there and never there. And you see some policemen, but they do things. In Germany, if you see a police car, you and the rules in Germany are very strict, and if you do something wrong, also as a child, you have to pay, and you have to pay a lot, and you never do that again. And if you do it again, you lose your driver license or something like that, and it happens very quick. Or you go to jail, and all this does not happen like that in Mongolia, as I see every day.
Үзэгчдээ өнөөдөр манай их өглөө нэвтрүүлгийн бас зочноор холбооны бүгд найрамдах Герман улсын иргэн харилцааны сэтгэл зүйч багш зам хөгжимчин Olaf Gersbacher оролцож байгаамаа. Тэгэхээр энэ хүн өнөөдөрт та бидэнд бас өөрийн тоглодог Didgeridoo хэмээх энэ хург гайхалтай өвөрмөц сонин хөгжмийн талаар бас танилцууллаа. За мөн дээр нь бас Германд эрхэлдэг хүүхдтэй байнга харилцдаг бас ажил мэргэжлийн талаар бас сонирхолтой яриа өрнүүллээ. Ингээд мэдээж та бид хоёрын ярилцах цаг энд хүрээд өндөрлөж байна. Тэгэхээр нэвтрүүлгийн үлдсэн цагийг би танд үлдээхийг хүсэж байна. Та магадгүй хүссэн зүйлээ бас энд хэлж болно.
Thank you for inviting me again. It was very much fun for me, and I always was looking forward to sit here with you and show my instrument and talk about my feelings about Mongolia. Maybe it's not the last time we do it. There are two things I want to say for goodbye. One thing is we only scratched the surface of the whole didgeridoo thing. There's so much more to say. Maybe one day we can do it. The last thing I want to say is one German rule would do good here. But I don't want to be a teacher and point my finger to the Mongolians and say that's not good. But I want to say to the Mongolian audience, you have such a beautiful country, like nothing in the world, and it's so easy to fall in love with it. And you drive outside of Ulaanbaatar and maybe to Gobi or Hofschool, and what does the German eye see? A lot of trash, rubbish, waste, garbage. And to me it's always painful to see a plastic bottle here, and 1 meter to the right is a rubber tire, and there's an old car, and it's painful for the eye. And I think if I may that say to you as a message, it's so easy to have a plastic bag if you are outside in the nature, and you put your garbage in the plastic bag into the car, you drive back and you put it properly in the waste bin. That would be fine, because you have such a beautiful country, and don't waste it. Thank you.
За ингээд өнөөдөр бас бид бүхэнтэй маш сонирхолтой олон зүйлийн талаар ярилцлаа. Тэгэхээр зэрэг өнөөдрийн энэ тав өдрийн ярилцлагыг үзсэн бүх монгол хүмүүсийн өмнөөс таны цаашдын ажил амьдралд аз жаргал хамгийн сайн сайхан бүхнийг өсгөн зүйтэй. Ингээд бас 100 болон манай их орныг сонгон ирж одоо амардаг танд баярлалаа. Манай их оронд маш олон удаа ирж байгаарай гэж хүсэж байна.
Yes, thank you again for inviting me. I was very happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to see you again.